It's good to be here with you tonight. I've never seen so many friends together at one time since 1999 when I won the big lottery. You might wonder where I've been for a year or so. I've been making payments on those Mercedes that park next to the hospital. I hate to bring it up, but today is April the 15th. Oh. Taxes are a lot like golf. You drive hard to get to the green and you end up in the hole.
I go along with that.
You see the news, that crusty old rancher in Nevada? The BLM took him on and wished they hadn't. But the interesting thing is, I grew up on a ranch. I've dealt with the BLM. And I have a poem tonight about the rancher and the BLM. Imagine that.
What a surprise.
Jake the rancher went one day to fix a distant fence. The wind was cold and gusty and the clouds rolled gray and dense. As he hammered his last staple in and gathered tools to go, the temperature had fallen and the snow began to fall. When he finally reached his pickup, he had a heavy heart. From the sound of the ignition, he knew it wouldn't start. So Jake, he did what you or I would do if we'd been there. He humbly bowed his balding head and sent aloft a prayer. As he turned the key that one last time, he softly cursed his luck. They found him 3 days later, froze stiff in that old truck. Though Jake had been around a bit and done his share of roaming, when he got to heaven he was shocked. It looked just like Wyoming. Oh, there were some differences, of course, just some minor things. One place had simply disappeared, the town they called Rock Springs. The BLM had been shut down, and there were no grazing fees. The wind in Rawlins and Cheyenne was now a gentle breeze. The Park and Forest Service folk, they hadn't fared so well. They'd all been sent to fight some fire in the wilderness in hell. Though heaven was a real nice place, Jake had a roving mind. So he saddled up and lit a shot, not knowing what he'd find. Then one day up near Cody, on a cold fall afternoon, he saw St. Peter coming and knew he'd be there soon. They stopped and visited a minute or two, or maybe it was 3. No one there was keeping score. In heaven, time is free. I've always heard, Jake said to Pete, God answers every prayer. But the time I asked for help, well, he just plain wasn't there. Does he answer prayers of some and ignore the prayers of others? That doesn't seem exactly right. I know all men are brothers. Or does he randomly reply without any rhyme or reason? Could it be the time of day, the weather, or the season? Now, I ain't trying to act smart, it's just the way I feel. So, could you tell me what the heck's the deal? Well, Peter listened patiently, and when old Jake was done, there was a smile of recognition, and he said, "Oh, you're the one. The day your truck it wouldn't start, and you sent your prayer a-flying, you gave us all a real bad time with hundreds of us trying. 1,000 angels rushed to check the status of your file. And you know, Jake, we hadn't heard from you in quite a while. Though every prayer is answered and God ain't got no quota, he didn't recognize your voice and started a truck in North Dakota." Thank you very much.